Yo, what's up guys? How's it going? In this episode of Invest in You, we are looking at how to deal with September, the month of bad stocks. Okay, historically, September has just been a doozy of a month for stock investments. So I'm going to be telling you the stuff that I'm going to be looking at and how I'm going to approach it. Let's get into it. Right. So, September is known for being a trash month when it comes to stock investment. Everything usually goes down, and the reason for this is people anticipate holidays to start, so they start selling stocks so they can go on holiday. Okay, now, this is why I'm saying in September, what most people do, or what I would suggest if you starter and you're not that good with like handling a lot of risk, sit out September. Just let it happen, let that dip maybe happen, let it go up, down, let it do its thing. And then after the September, you look at the market and then you decide what to do. Now, for the JSE, what stocks I would say do research into during September is focus on 3 areas. Renewables, then tech and IT, and finally, metals. Okay, so let's look at the first one. Renewables. Now, yes, South Africa, the JSE, there ain't really a lot of stocks that we can go into with renewables, thanks to Eskom and everything else. But any case, yes, if you want to really go for the speculative where there's not a lot of proof yet, but if they get it right, good on them, is Renergen. Okay, messed that up. Any case, Renergen, because of their helium with the semiconductors and things, they go into natural gas, which is, they don't have a proven plant yet, like they're building it at the moment and working on it, but yeah, so it's a bit speculative. So go look into them, keep them on your watch list. Then one that's been doing lovely things for me is Montauk. Okay, now Montauk, they actually are an American company, but they do have branch here and they focus mainly on gas. Now yes, gas is used in pretty much everything. Okay, then for my tech local stock that I think you guys must look in. Now, I would love to go into depth into the stocks because there's so much, but it ain't gonna be easy, okay? So I'll make a separate video on that. But my stock it's a holding company. It's a holding company in South Africa because we want growth, okay? We want tech, and we don't really want to just go for the classics like Naspers and Prosus, even though they are the big boys, you need to look at something else. So be introduced to Alviva Holdings Company, okay? Now, Alviva, they are a holding company that hold a few subsidiaries, mainly focusing on data, IT, ICT, and yes, electric vehicle charging infrastructure. Okay, they have SolarF, which links in with the renewable play, okay, and they obviously do solar panels and stuff like that. And then you have grid cars. And yes, South Africa does have electric charging vehicle stations. Yes, they are trash at where they are placing these units, but they are the only company actually doing it, okay, and looking into it. Now, publicly traded company. Overall, what I would say is go look into Alviva, all their subsidiaries, look at what they do. They love data and tech and all those things. And especially with everyone moving way more into technology, really overhauling offices, maybe also look into Mustek. Okay, Mustek, they overhaul companies and really put a lot of technology in. They do all the infrastructure, similar type of play. So go look at Alviva, go look at Mustek when you want to look at renewables, a little bit IT and tech, And then obviously, so there's a lot of tech ones that I'm going to be scratching out for you because that's what I found a lot of people are looking for in the JSE market. The other one is fintech. Okay, now, yes, you can go to the classic one and you go Capitec. Capitec is really employing a lot of developers lately. They're going crazy, okay? So look at Capitec, and especially also because they are linked with EasyEquities, which is Purple Group, okay? Now, great fintech, especially. So if you really want to look, Purple Group, go look at them, go look at Capitec if you want to go into the fintech area. But then, we're going to holidays, okay? What happens on holidays? People buy some snacks, people buy food, people buy drinks, okay? And generally people just buy food, okay? Now, ShopRite with their new thing, the ShopRite X, which branches over into the cashless checkers, which they call Checkers Rush. Now, this is like an interplay of tech and obviously something everyone needs. So everyone needs to buy food, everyone's going that route, but now ShopRite, Checkers, they're the same company. They are really pushing into the technology and they're really innovating quite a bit. So They have these cashless checkout processes, a lot like, I don't know if you guys have seen the Amazon stores where people just put stuff in a monkey, they walk out on your phone, done. Okay, so they are really pushing into the tech, so there's a little bit of tech innovation there, but then also going into the holiday season, they are bound to, you know, get a little bit of extra revenue from people just buying stuff for holidays. Then obviously, I don't have to go into depth about the 60/60 app. E-commerce really booming, South Africa being late as per usual, but at least, you know, out of all the options out there, they probably are a bit better. Then finally, metals. Now, I've made a video previously on construction stocks and metals and stuff, but let's just look at everything together. Now, yes, I said I'm going to make a separate video on lithium, but that seems like everyone's go-to. Now, remember, something like copper, and I can't stress this enough, copper is in pretty much everything renewable energy linked, or just any technology linked. You need copper to make that conductive wiring, okay? Or they're just conductive plates, or, you know, they just cool. Now, you guys know Rio Tinto, which is not a JSE stock, it is on the AUD, and that's why I say, like, in tandem to that, if you don't want to move your money over to the Australian market, a good alternative in the JSE is BHP. Now, I'm not a big fan of BHP because they are quite heavy on coal and oil, but they are a good lithium alternative. They do have quite a big mix, and BHP is relatively huge. But my preference, Rio Tinto. If you can get that stock in the AUD on EasyEquities, go for it. Then other than copper, obviously aluminium. Aluminium is super big. Aluminium is one of the key frame ingredients for solar panels. Aluminium gets used in spaceships, and you guys know I am very bullish on space. And obviously iron, especially companies like Tesla saying they're pushing into iron phosphate batteries, or just iron batteries in general for stationary storage in the utility industry, which is great because iron is heavy, so you can't really put it in cars. But when you look at grid scale utility storage, prime. Okay, so look at a company like that, and Rio Tinto from 2026, they bought a lithium ion mine in partnership somewhat with BHP, so they're also pushing into the lithium industry, and you guys know I love Rio Tinto's automation. So just focusing on the metals quickly, I would say if you're really gonna target onto companies, look at the two following metals when you look at these companies: aluminium and copper. Yes, lithium on the side, but aluminium and copper is two of the most used base materials in the world, okay? Just because of its versatility, not only in the renewable energy sector, but also in transport and infrastructure, just everything, okay? So look for mining companies, okay, that make those metals and that have a lot of deposits of it, okay? And then obviously they do it good ESG wise and all those things. But yeah, so that is my, you know, really going into the archives, looking at a few stocks in the JSE market, because it's not that easy to find growth stocks in South Africa JSE, which I realized very easily. Okay, but for September, if you don't like the dips and the things, I would say rather just think about sitting back, looking at September and crying maybe a little bit, and then realizing, hey, opportunity, let's climb that curve. Shot for watching, guys, really appreciate it.